And welcome back to Dirt and Dints. In this episode we have got the Tenere behind me and we are going to fit a Altrider high mount front fender kit, which will take the stock low front fender and then move it all the way up to under the handlebars. Now this does a lot of things for the actual performance of the Tenere. It means that in the actual Altrider kit we get braided brake lines, which means that we get stronger stopping performance and our brake lines aren't going to swell when under extreme load of braking. But also it is quite well known that the stock Tenere fender is so low that it actually clags up. I think I spoke about this a little bit in my last video about the Tenere reveal, so if you haven't seen it, go check that one out. But it's basically going to stop all those issues. So without further ado, we'll jump straight into it. So our first job on the new fender install is to remove the stock brake cables off the Tenere. So first things first, with the stock fender, we need to remove the cables that are held in by some ties to the existing fender. Once we've done that, we can grab our socket set and undo the fenders to the fork guards, and then once all that's undone, we can then go and remove the whole stock front fender. So now that the front fender's out, we can undo the bolt here which holds the brake cables up to the triple tree. Clamp, and then once that's out we can undo the brake lines all together out of the bike. There we go, so that's off now. Then all we need to do is undo the banjo bolts on the brake calipers, undo up here, and then that's all the brake cables out. The ABS line, I think that needs to be separated. Yeah, I think that needs to be separated too. Anyways, that's pretty much it for that bit.
Okay.
So now that's cracked. There's two nut points, so it's a 10mm spanner and a 17mm spanner. Will do the job. And once that's undone, make sure you got some rags out to catch the brake fluid. And that's it. Run out of that.
That's alright.
Cool. So now that's undone, we can undo them at the banjo bolts.
Leave that on.
No, it comes off.
Stops mate getting up there, or take the bracket off and then put that grommet.
I think it all comes back in, yeah. So now it's all undone, so now we can feed the mounting point back up under there, and we can fit up the new braided brake lines. So now we got all the brake cables off and the old mounts off the triple tree or off of the head clamps. We can now mount up the new clamp mounts for the front fender. So there are 4 new bolts there. Basically our new braided brake lines go through the mount like that. So you got 2 lines, one's shorter, one's longer, and the longer one goes through the open-ended side and the shorter one goes to this side, which will then mount up under the triple tree like that. And our new line will run under there too to our old brake lines. So we'll mount these up with our bolts and some blue Loctite now. So now we've got that mounted all up in there. We've got our brake cables run under. So all you need to do is push back the short one back through that clamp, back to under here, and then next we can put that back into there. And then we'll start looking at running our other ones down to our brake calipers. Alright, so now we can go and crack our banjo bolts on the calipers so we can install the new lines properly. So we get our rag set up. One out. We got new crush rings in the kit too, so we can replace all them, and then we'll go and do the same on the other side. So we got our 2 new crush rings. So one goes on the banjo bolt, and that goes through a new line. And our crush ring, and that's ready to be put back on. Now that both banjo bolts have been secured to the brake caliper, we can start to bleed the brake lines. We'll then go and put a tube into some hot water in a cup. I use boiling water out of the kettle just to help soften the tube so we could put it over the brake nipple on the caliper. Then using Super Dot 4 brake fluid, top up the brake reservoir on the handlebars and just keep pumping the handbrake, as you can see here, until we have a steady, solid stream of brake fluid out of the tube. Alright, so brakes are all bled now. We've got them all stitched up. So I've gone and used Penrite Super Dot 4 brake fluid, just because it's easy to get when we're on the road. So on our upcoming trips, I know that if anything ever happens to the brake lines, I can get that from any shop. I'm not having to use a specific brand like Yamaha or whatever, where it could be hard or shops could be shut, so I can't really get it. Whereas at least with the Penrite stuff, you can pretty much get it anywhere. So next job. Now that we've got our lines all in from the top here, we've just got to do some cable management and then start to sort of zip tie them up, and then use the existing clips which we've just got down here to then start tying them all up, and then basically just tidying up now and getting ready for actual front fender to be stuck on next. So now we've got all our cables pretty much tidied up. Now I can just go ahead and give the front wheel a bit of a turn just to make sure I'm not rubbing on anything. I'm going to chafe with some brake lines, which I think are all pretty good, so I might just squeeze this a bit through there, but it might be all good. Anyway, so now we're ready to fit the actual front fender, which is just sitting up there, so we'll go have a look at that now. So this is our front fender here replacement that we're going to put on here, and these are our hardware. So we've got some bolts and some finishing washers and then our nylock nuts. So basically we'll go and put them all on, and then we'll show you what it looks like after it's all done. Alright, so with our kit here, all we need to do is get one of our bolts and one of the finishing washers. Now the finishing washer, if you're unsure in these kits, they're countersunk with the actual bolt as well, so you know which ones are supposed to go where. So we'll quickly push this one through. So then obviously it's now sitting all flush, and that goes through the top there. Then we grab one of our normal washers and a nylock nut, and then we can pretty much push that up under there, put our washer in, put our nylock, get it started, and that's going to hold there for us, and then go and put all our other nuts and bolts through. So I'll go quickly do that, and we'll show you what it's looking like when it's all done. And there it is, all bolted up in its glory. So now that's all done, we'll just go and give a bit of shake, and then I'll twist the handlebars again just to make sure nothing's fouling. And then all we've got left to do now is fit the blanking caps onto where the old front fender, which is just down there, mounted onto, which they are some nice 3D printed looking ones just here. They're from Altrider as well, which these are all in the kit, which is nice, like everything's sorted. So they'll just go and bolt onto the side there and basically just cover it over. So I'll go put them on, and then we'll show you what it's all looking like when it's done. And have a look at that. How bloody nice does that look? All fitted up, ready to hit the tracks and hit the desert. But there's one last job we've got to do, and that is to put a Dirt and Dints sticker on the front there. So we'll go and put that on. Whoa, have a look at that. Feast your eyeballs on that. It's just like it was built for it. Alright, so now we've got it all installed, the stickers on it, so it's all looking schmicko, ready for a couple adventures, out bush or out desert, which we're pretty keen on, which is coming up too. So anyway, if you like the build so far and you want to see more of the Tenere build, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also like this video. If you've got any ideas or suggestions you reckon we should put up on the Tenere, also drop it in the comments below, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye!